Hi, and welcome to 3 Things in 3 Minutes. I'm Nersi. Today we are looking at Parks from Keymaster Games. It plays 1 to 5 players and plays in about 40 to 60 minutes. What it's about: Parks is primarily a resource and set collection game themed around walking through the national parks. Now each turn a player can move 1 of their 2 hikers along a randomized hiking path, taking the action of the space where they land, which usually involves taking resource tokens, spending them for photos that are worth points, or getting new canteens. Now each time a hiker reaches the trail's end, you can score a national park card by turning in the required tokens, or you can reserve a card so that nobody else can get it, or you can acquire some helpful gear. At the end of 4 rounds or seasons, the player with the most points from the photos, the parks, and some endgame scoring cards wins. What I like: Parks is at its core a relatively straightforward movement and set collection game. Its design of allowing you to move as far as you want along the path immediately evokes games like Takedo, but the core gameplay of the set collection is actually even simpler, as you're primarily looking for resources to acquire the park cards. And since the tiles that make up the hiking trail get shuffled with a new one added each season, it does allow for some variability in your strategy. Now add to that the canteens, which you can fill with a water resource token for an immediate benefit, and gear cards, which generally give you passive benefit for the rest of the game, and you can actually build a reasonable engine that adds some depth to the game. And the components of the game are beautiful, from the amazing art from the 59 Parks project that forms the basis of the Parks cards themselves, to some high quality wooden components and well designed and clever game trays. Now, points to consider: this game is at its core a fairly simple resource and set collection game, and the strategy is relatively straightforward, and while you can get some engine building, even some of that is dependent on the luck of the draw, so the game stays pretty solidly in a good entry point or a light game. Now also, while the game in particular does come across as a celebration of the national parks, the theme of those parks doesn't actually really come across in the gameplay, and in fact it's a bit abstracted. You visit a mountain spot on a hiking trail to get a mountain token, which then you can spend to acquire a park that has a mountain as part of its cost, which doesn't make a lot of sense if you think about it. However, it's nice to see that the park's resource costs relatively reflect the features of the parks themselves. So for example, a desert park may require more sunshine and mountains than water. So, in summary, it is a good light set collection, resource collection game with an appealing, if largely abstracted, theme celebrating the national parks. It has some gorgeous art from the 59 Parks project and some stellar components like tokens and trays. And while it does offer some variable options and engine building, the game is primarily a lightweight strategy game. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.